Alright, so that's good. That's good to go. Sick. Alright, make sure that these guys are in. Oh man, we're gonna hear quite a bit of dings, I'm sure, guys. I apologize for that. Finally got this guy back up and running. I'm gonna give it a quick sec, make sure that you guys are on. For some reason it's saying that Facebook and YouTube aren't on yet. So give me a quick sec, guys. I want to see if there's some kind of an error when we loaded this guy up. So 1 second. Guys, if you're there, please say what's up so I could see what chats are working and what chats are not. Right now we should be signing into Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So we got 3 different platforms we're on today. If you've never been here, welcome. My name is Suhail. This is Feel Good Threads. What we do here is make custom vintage shoes. We make brand new shoes from scratch. We paint shoes. We do all kinds of stuff with shoes and leather products. So appreciate you guys for being here, man. Today I'm working on this pair of kicks. Let me make sure that we're good to go, though. Before I start hooting and hollering, I think we got viewers, right? I think we got people on. Okay, cool. YouTube's on. What's good, guys? Say what's up. So I'm going to give it a minute or two to get some people on board. I know I kind of jumped on late. I've got about an hour or so to finish this section of the shoes. So that's what we're going to jump into today. Just a quick brief on the kick setup we're working on today. I've got a pair of what I made was a pair of 85 Jordan 1s. So you can see that there's a lot of distressing and a lot of scratches, vintage kind of a look. Even the laces have this sun dried kind of a look. Both ends, the logos all should be a little bit more distressed. You'll see that even the wings logos have scratches and things you would have thrashed if you had these shoes for about 30, 35, 40 years, right? So with that said, I've got a pair of icy bottoms. They say welcome to Miami because that is my theme today. The theme for this pair of kicks is a Union rust pink and igloo vibe. So I'm trying to pair the two together. They're both introduced during Art Basel. I think it was in 2018, 2019 that they were both introduced in a very limited amount. So if you were to look up the rust pink or the igloo ones, man, they're probably in the $4, $5, $6, maybe $8,000 range now if you wanted a pair of those dead stock. So the way my bank account is set up, I can't afford that. So I'm just making my own pair. All right. So real quick, let me say what's up. Victor, what's good? How you doing, homie? Punky B. I know, man. Long time, dude. Everything's good. How you doing? I've been in and out, man. I've been just, kind of teaching myself the ropes. I've been filming a lot for Patreon as well. Mainly filming for Patreon. We got a lot of great information. Actually, speaking of Patreon, man, I just want to say shout out to the last winner, man. We just had another giveaway. The last giveaway, we are giving away a 9-pack here of the Alpha Flex. Shout out to Alpha Flex, man. The paints are incredible. I'm really happy that we have an opportunity to give these away to you guys. A lot of you have been asking about it. So since we're talking about Alpha Flex, let me move these out the way real quick. I do need to unbox something, and I think maybe it's a good time to do it. And it's a pretty big box. Ugh. Let's go. All right. So as we're waiting for people, let me unbox this real quick. We'll see what I got in the mail. Don't you guys love unboxing new materials? It's like being a kid in a candy store, right? Alright, let's see what we got. Hopefully it's all in one piece, man. Oh, they really, look at that. They really studied these out. They've got these metal shards, so I don't want this to hit me in the face. Well, the packaging was definitely dead on. So I've never used any of these products here, so I'm excited to get them. And I'm so grateful to receive it because, man, this is a lot of stuff I'm about to unbox. So I'll try to make it quick, y'all. Okay? Yeah, man, I've been super busy too, Punky. I feel you on that, man. It's summer. It was summertime, trying to balance the family life, and that can be a little tough and overwhelming. All right, let's get it. Let's see what we got. Dude, this is crazy. Oh, yeah. So, first of all, dude, Gail, thank you so much. Gail has been an amazing advocate for Alpha 6 Corporation. They've sent me a bunch of new paints. So I just wanted to, let's run through them real quick. I want to see what I got. Before I do that, I need to move this. This is going to be the solution we're going to use today, okay? So I'm going to move this out the way. Alan, what's good, homie? How you doing? Let's start moving some. I'm going to move some of this stuff. I'm going to say what's up to you guys. But let me know what you guys think about these. I'm excited because these are all new colors. I love getting new colors, man. New colors is like such a time saver for me because I hate having to mix and try to match colors all the time. If you have it like straight from the bottle, then you never have to worry about like getting varying shades and stuff. So I think that's it, man. That's a lot though, right? All right. Yeah, perfect. So again, Gail, thank you so much. Let's check out what colors I got. This is the one color that I'm like super amped to try to use. This one right here is called Mermaid. And it's called Mermaid because it has like a color changing shimmer to it. This reminds me of DuPont and House of Colors. They're both car paint companies. And they have a chameleon that was first introduced. This is back in the day, like when, you know, we were fixing up cars and trying to put them in import show off and all these different shows. This color was one of the first colors that was introduced. That was a color changing color. So to have this for shoes is great because I love shoes and I love cars. So this is one that I'm ready to try out. I just got to figure out a project to do. But I've got all these other colors as well. This is Alpha Air. Alpha Air is a completely airbrush friendly paint. And so a lot of you guys were asking me like, yo, how much do you water these paints down? You don't have to water them down with Alpha Air. You just drop them straight in the airbrush. So as you guys know, I love airbrushing things. It's really easy to do for me now. And so to have like ready to go paint for that is amazing. And then here's my last set here. What is this? Oh, this is a neon. So the neons have a black label to them. Let's move the neons over here. So look at all the crazy neon colors I got here. Alpha Flex. Here we go. Just so we can get some clarity behind all this. That way when you guys are asking me the questions, hopefully you're watching this video so then you can have a little bit more clarity towards the paints here. That's what I got. Okay, so Alpha Air is on the top. The colors I got are Alpha Red, Alpha Orange, Alpha Green, Alpha White, Alpha Yellow, Alpha Purple, Jet Black, and Alpha Blue. So this is a nice, like if you guys are going to get into airbrushing and you want like a nice pack, this came in a pack. And I liked it because it had the nice set of primary colors and basic like rainbow colors. So you have your base colors all set up. Then I needed some neons. And so I found that they had a neon pack. So this neon pack here is Electro Green, Electro Orange, Electro Yellow, Electro Pink, Electro Magenta. I'm going to guess Electro Blue, right? electro blue, and electro red. Oh, look at that. It's like a neon red. Cool. So that's the, and I don't know if this can go through Airbrush yet. I got to figure that out. But I definitely needed to get like some kind of a highlighter pack. So that's the pack you can get from Alpha 6 that are all highlights. And then this is the last pack that I got. And I think this was also a pack that I ended up getting. This pack right here, I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but I think it's called the Pastel Pack. All right, and this is why, because they have very nice soft colors. You can see like it's a softer blue. This is a baby blue, orange sherbet, ivory. Ivory is like a good match for if you're like trying to get like a sail, an off-white color. This is a blackberry sherbet. I like that name. But it's kind of like a lilac. What is this? Raspberry sherbet. So the name there is off after a lot of ice creams. Dark yellow. This was, I think, separate. I think I ended up getting this one separate from this whole pack, if I'm not mistaken. And so then the only other two here left is mint and lemon sherbet. So this is cool if you guys are into like lighter pastel colors, or if you guys want to have more of a diversification of range of like colors. So you already got, for example, your base colors, and then you needed highlights or shadows and stuff. This would be a cool pack. And then obviously this is all a neon pack. So if you've got like any kind of neon packaging, any neon vibes, that's the pack that I would go with. So I left, I think I left the link for you guys, but let me just put it up real quick more time, just in case you just joined. Dude, this is a crazy amount of paint. So really, really excited to use these. Super excited to use this one. And I wish I had enough money to get, there was another version of this one. And that one was more of like red to orange to yellow, which was also like a color that the car paint manufacturers also offer. So we are now getting into like really getting into like customizing, because we never used to have paints like this before. So I know I'm geeking out about it. I know you guys are probably like, dude, this guy is really too happy about like paint. But if you're into customizing the way I am, you get it. You know what I mean? It's just this is like you getting like a new set of rims, or a new fit. For me, it's the same thing. So anyways, sorry, I know I've been going on and on and on. Let me say what's up to everybody real quick. Man, I got a lot of people to shout out as well. Patreon people, I know we've been lagging. We've got 2, 3, 4 videos right now that we're all cutting and editing at the same time. So even though we had a little bit of a gap this month in not giving videos, we got more videos, and they're coming really soon. So we'll probably have 2 or 3 videos coming out this month, okay? So please be patient with me. I'm so sorry. But just know that what we're working on today, which is these shoes, these are going to be part of the Patreon tutorials. I'm going to show you guys how to get a vintage distressed look. As you guys could see today, I'm going to be working on the midsole here, giving it more of a vintage, like 25, 30-year-old vibe to it. You can even see that the sole has gotten that oxidation to it as well. We're going to finish off the bottom here. I've got to do that. I'm going to be using some Dark Knight official gum sole dye to do that. I don't want to go super on it, because the thing about the bottom of the sole is it does glow in the dark. So I would like to keep a little bit of glow still to it if I can. But I do know that this seeped in really deep. I don't know if I'm going to be able to reverse that effect. So, it's all trial and error for me. This is just a pair of personal shoes I've been working on. Again, it's an igloo and a rust pink kind of union vibe. And at the same time, I've been trying to, like learn and figure out how to do this vintage distressing at the same time to make them look, the same age that they would look like if they were about 30 years old. All right. So real quick, let me say what's up to everybody, man. By the way, this is the sole we're working on today. Just an FYI there. All right. Now, that was a lot, man. Customs by Kev. What's good, homie? Great to see you back, man. You said you're back or I'm back. Hey, we're both back. I've never seen you without a hat, man. Today is too hot to wear a hat, man. I just said, you know what? I'm just going to go hat hair. I just took the hat off and just tossed it today, man, to the side. Die Lab, man. What's good, brother? Patreon family. Webb's Custom Cakes in the building. What's good? Webb's, you on Twitch today, huh? So just for, if you guys are new, we're on Twitch, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook as well. Oh, by the way, man, shout out to Webbs, man. He got a big order the other day. We were just talking back and forth about it, so that's great to hear you guys are prospering, man. You guys are getting these big deals. I think it was 16 pairs, he said, which is, I mean, that's a lot of work, but at the same time, that's a lot of money. I like that. Let's see who else is in here. Scrawny Johnny. What's good, homie? How you been? Oh, Raining about to pass out already, man. I feel you. Stick with me, man. Don't sleep. Keep grinding. What Kev just said. Yeah, there we go. See, he said, Webb said I'm working at 16 pairs at once. Team no sleep right there, homie. Team no sleep. All right, let me jump into a little bit of this, and then I'll get back into the chat. These have been sitting around just for you guys to know. Oh, man, I would say we're in September right now. I probably started this venture here. This is my pair in January. So I wasn't like the best at what I was doing, but it was a good form for me to practice. You feel me? Right now, again, on Patreon, I'm going to be showing you guys how to do this mix. So I've already got this stuff mixed up here. I'm going to just put this one over here to the side because I've already finished that one, right? So let's get a little bit of a platform here. So I'm going to, let's see, what would be best? Can I leave it like that? I guess I could leave it like that. Y'all can see that, right? Easy. Oh, man, Alan, you got a son, bro? Good luck, bro. As soon as you get home, you ain't just sleeping, that's for sure. I've got a 3-year-old, so I already know. So look at how potent this, I got a little bit on my fingers. You guys could see that. And as I'm trying to rub it off, trying to rub off some glue here, it's already like gotten on. And it's it's that potent. So when I show you guys this, everybody on Patreon, just want you guys to wear gloves if you care about your hands. Just a disclaimer, all right? Don't say I didn't warn you. All right, so let's get into it real quick. 3/8 inch. This is a Princeton Select brush. I really try to use a good brush on this too, guys, even though, you know, we're doing dye work, because once you start to get to that like corner, the edge here, you don't want to have bristles that are all over the place and split. Even this is a little split, but I think I could manage to work it, you know what I mean? The good thing is if I do mess up and I get a little bit on the upper here or there, I mean, it looks like natural oxidation anyways, all right? So I'm going to just grab a little bit of it, and I'm going to just test it out. I always test it out on the inner side, just in case if it looks too dark or something, I can go back in and flip it, you know what I mean? If it looks too dark, I can also add a little bit more solution to water it down as well. It should go on kind of like a rust brown almost. It should be darker than my pair that I have that's already done, okay? I'll show you guys a comparison once I get enough on here. I'm going to try to avoid doing this on the icy part too, by the way, okay? And I'm telling you guys that because on this last one over here, well, not the last one, the first one I worked on, the other side, I tried really hard to keep this a very light coat right here, like right in this section. But even with me having it be a light coat, believe it or not, this dye seeped underneath and in between the two, and that's why I have the bottom that I do on that one right now. I didn't plan for it to look like that rusty and that oxidized. It just happened by chance. So you might want to really dial down on that little section there, or maybe even use a Q-tip and just clean a little bit of it off so you can tell that there's not any kind of a drip that's going to occur. All right, so just, from my experience, unless you want to have that look, you can always have that look. there's no right or wrong behind it, but I was trying to keep it icy because the bottoms glow in the dark. And so I really wanted the bottoms to like really stand out when they glow. And once you get any kind of like a paint or a dye to block the clear part, then it doesn't become as bright of a glow anymore. Which kind of sucks, but you know, you live and learn. I'll have another pair of clear soles again. Y'all see how thin I like to spread this? I'm trying to spread it thin on purpose. And I'm doing that because obviously it looks pretty brown already, but it's always better to do a light coat after light coat, because then you can, that's the control that you have over this dye, is that once it's done, and if it's too dark, it's hard to go back and lighten it. So I'd rather do like 3 light coats or two coats than one big heavy coat. Because if the big heavy coat becomes overwhelmingly like orange or brownish on your shoe, it's hard to reverse that effect. See, this brush size is like perfect for me. And I say that because I can get around the curves and there's enough wiggle room for me to kind of veer off, and it's okay. I'm not going to hit the upper. And then right here, I can come real close. You see how close I come to the edge without actually hitting the upper? You want to just do that real light. Don't include too much dye on that section there, you know. You'll get there. It'll get there. But you need to just be patient with those little sections. Can you guys see okay? Hopefully you guys. I'm over here just like a chatterbox talking to myself, and I haven't even looked at the camera, so hopefully you guys have a good angle there. After this first layer, I'll check the chat again, guys. Sorry, once I get into it, you know how it is. You're probably the same way, right? So see here, you guys really start to see that bronzish, almost like a bronze chocolate, burnt orange almost. So this is different than the other way I taught you guys on Patreon. And the other way that we taught you guys, it was more of a consistent yellow, like all the way around. Thinking like, for example, like a Shattered Backboard 3, you know, where it's just a cream and it looks solid. It doesn't look like it has any imperfections to it. With this method, you're going to get that variation that you want, that you would get if this shoe was like 25, 30 years old. And that's why I'm using this way instead of the first way that I taught you guys on Patreon, okay? It's a matter of preference. Either way I could have done it, but I just feel like this is more of that like realistic vintage look. Now for a lot of you guys that are thinking, man, that looks really, really dark, you'll see how we lighten it up, hopefully at the end of this session. See, I'm pulling the dye away from the icy sole. I want to get all that excess out. Move it up and out, up and out. Sweep it up, sweep it up. Side to side, sweep it up. That way it'll disperse all that dye that's in that section. I like going side to side with this brush too, because it just gets like right at that edge without a lot of stress. Ooh, that's dark, huh? The good thing is I've done it on the other shoe, so now I know, like, I'm a little bit more comfortable with what it's gonna look like. At first, when I did it, I was freaking out. Like, dude, this looks like it's gonna ruin the whole shoe. Like, this shoe's done. All right, so that's a good. Now I'm just kind of evening out the top half here, trying to get any brush strokes out. Try my best to keep it nice and fluid. And before like the actual dye starts to dry and you leave the brush strokes, I try to at least do my best to lighten them out a little bit. And the way you do that is just kind of sweep over them. Alright, so let me go ahead and put this down. I still got to work on the front here, but I do want to give that an opportunity to just settle in a little bit. Wade, what's good, man? There goes the neighborhood. Yeah, man. I was Webbs. I'm reading what you're saying here, man. That's true. I mean, you're right. When you're investing in, but like, look, like for example, you're invested $400 into this. I put in $500 into buying leather hides. For example, the two suedes here I got from these are Opera Tannery from District Leather Supply, and those hides are like $150, $120, whatever it is. Like they're like $100 each, say for example. So I spent $200, and look at how much I've used of it so far. All I've done is just the cap and the back of this, in hopes that I'll use it again. But sometimes you need to, put in to get the inventory to be able to create. That's the thing. So, but you're right. It's expensive, man. Gotcha 6. I just read what you said. Bro, you have hair. I do have hair, man. Yeah. I do have hair. I'm proud to say I have some hair left. Even with my kids driving me crazy. Oh, man. Scrawny Johnny, brother. Patreon family for life, homie. Thank you so much, man. We got a lot of Patreon folks, man. Webb's Custom Kicks, Dylab, the homie Armani Luna in the building. What's good, man? Speed Infusion. Hey, man, why you gotta say barely, bro? I'm pretty good for where I'm at, so I'm not even tripping. So, all right, guys. Real quick, I gotta get on the inside. The little inside here. So I'm gonna jump in next. And this might be like detail work, like you don't necessarily need to, but I want to get that look where it really looks like it's oxidized for real. And I think that if I leave like a nice clean white line in there, it's going to look weird. So again, I'm just going to go in real quick. It's easy to do. It takes a second. Literally just sliding my brush inside that insert right there. Alright. As I do that, I see like I got some on the outside here, so I got to fix that. It's for the camera angle, guys. This is not normal how I'm doing this. So you guys could see what I'm doing here. Real potent stuff, guys. You can see how quickly it gets in the white and covers it. I can still see through it though. That's how you know you're doing right. You can still see through it. Alright. So I think I got this little bit here to go. Are we looking good now? Cool. Just go back and look for any spots I gotta touch up. Maybe I missed a couple of little spots here. Alright, this time around, instead of leaving it this way, I'm going to leave it this way. I hope that helps, because last time that got way too dark for me, so I'm going to see if I can try to ice that out again. It might work, it might not, I don't know. Never tried this before, you know? It's the fun part of what I do. You get to try stuff, and if it doesn't work out, hopefully you discover something new from that. That's never a bad thing. Nice and smooth all the way around would be nice. No strokes. There we go. See, just taking all the excess, just moving it all the way through. And now just looking for any other spots here that we could fill before I take the next step here, okay? Because this one is almost done already. I'm trying my best not to touch the dye, because once you touch that dye, if you get it on your finger, man, it's a wrap. You're going to start touching other parts of the shoe that aren't supposed to have this brown color to it, and you're going to be pissed off. So just be real conscious of where you're putting your fingers when you work with this dye. It's just like working with like a leather dye or a suede dye. If that's ever happened to you guys, you know the feeling that you could wash your hands and it could still be on there. So just be conscious of where your workspace is at, where your fingers and hands are at. You know, you could even accidentally hit it with your wrist, so you don't want that. Alright, so I think I just got this little back end here. A little bit of, just gonna graze it so it gets a little bit of that brown, that little rust. Again, I'm not trying to do it too hard. I'm not trying to dip it in between, because what happens is it keeps seeping. So y'all saw how light I did that, right? Check this out. Look at how far it seeped. It got the whole sole, and then this is where it stopped. So that's like really actually bleeding. It bled into the crack there. And that was probably because I did this and I left it like that. You know what I mean? So let's see. This is it looks good to me. I feel like it's good to go. I don't want it to dry out, believe it or not. And it's not going to dry out right away anyways. It's really thin, and one of the properties of it is it takes a long time to settle in. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is just wrap it up. Alright, I think I've got the edges, everything. Like, this is my last go at this, so let me just make sure that I got everything looking good. Also, if you want to kind of go over a little bit right here in this section, like you see where it's white and you go over a little bit, that's not a bad thing, because that's what the glue starts to look like when it's all aged. So you can do that. It's okay to go over. Believe it or not, it looks more realistic. So I do the same thing on this side. Just go over a little bit, you know. Basically just grazing that line. And heck, I could even do it to this one too. What I noticed is sections that are white, the edges usually turn more of a rust color. So something just that I observed when I've been studying all this. Believe it or not, I do study it. People are like, man, you have no life, bro. But it's more of an obsession, I guess, right? Alright, so that's the finished product there, okay? So let's wrap this up. I do have some saran wrap that's ready to go. And the reason why I have it ready to go is because I always forget to cut it. And this should probably be our first step, is just to get this ready and have it in the side. I don't know why, but I hate wrapping these things up. I almost feel like I'm going to mess up. Alright. Try to place it right in the middle there. See if we could spread it out a little bit. So I'm just cupping up the entire shoe here, okay? On this part here, I'm real careful because I don't want to get this dye on the upper. So as I'm placing it down, I'm not pulling it and then I'm not pulling it up. I'm just literally tapping it down because we want to try to just get the plastic to lay where it's covering it and it's keeping it refreshed. Alright? So this side, I could feel it's already a little, looks like it's going to come off. Let's use a little bit of this blue tape. Usually you don't need to, just to keep it up. So I'm going to let this rest now. Probably give it a day. And we'll see how this comes out. Now, you saw how light I did it. If it comes out too light, which I don't think it will. I think it'll come out looking like this. So if it comes out somewhere around here, I'll be happy. You know, I'll take it off and, you know, I'll keep on moving. But if it looks too light, then I'll just have to use another coat of this again. Alright? So let's go ahead and put this to the side, because that's done for the day. And now we're going to get some Dark Knight Official. And what I'm going to try to do, because I want to save as much of the glow in the dark as I can here, I'm going to just try to feather off the gum bottom here. So I'm going to do a real light shade, nothing crazy. Alright? I'm going to have to switch brushes up. This brush has that dye on it, which is going to get really, really soaked in. So let's put that guy to the side. And let me grab the Dark Knight real quick. Give me a quick sec, guys. Alright. That's the Dark Knight. And this is what I need. This guy right here is clutch, yo. Dark Knight sent this. Bernard sent this to me like a long time ago. I don't know if you guys ever used Dark Knight Official Soul Dye. Let me show you guys. This is what the product looks like. This is the gum brown that I'm going to be using. And before I use it, look on the bottom. You can see that there's something that needs to be mixed. So let me just try to mix it a little bit. Hopefully that'll be a good mix there. And I got to grab a brush. So let me grab a brush as well. One sec. Let me put that down. Alright, y'all. I'm going to use a very similar brush that I just used, but this is just smaller. It's a 1/4 inch Princeton Select. And I'm going to now use the gum bottom soul dye, and what I'm going to do is just try to get a little glaze on top of this, not to make it complete, but just to kind of, I guess, taper off this really, really dark gum brown. Alright, so let me go ahead and put this guy down like this, Is that gonna work? Let me see if I can get something to... Oh, that seems like it's working. Alright, and I'll uncap this guy now. I haven't used this for a minute. Again, might be a good idea to use gloves, but I'm always too lazy to do that. Need to clean these bristles off real quick. Webbs, you coming back to Cali? When are you coming back, bro? Just walked home from whipping the forklift. Are you in construction, Alan? I didn't know that. You guys have some interesting jobs, man. I would never have guessed that you're in construction. Oh, that's a good question, Webbs. Does Remix Your Kicks have a age dye? I haven't seen that. But I heard good things about hers too. Customs by Kev said, no, I've only tried candle dye method and Foxtrot stainer markers. I've had a hard time with candle dye method. Always get a weird shade. What's good, Johnny Cross Platform? Yo, Customs by Kev. Quick question for you, man. How do you like the Foxtrot stainer? I saw that the other day, actually. I haven't had a chance to use it. No, guys, I'm going to go straight in. Sometimes you can just take another cup and just dip it out. But because I'm using a smaller brush, I could just drop it in. And then instead of applying it right away, I'm going to just take some of it off using the lid, okay? And now what I'm going to do is just really carefully go in. I don't want to go in too quickly. So I'm just going to get the front end of each of these, the small parts here. I'm going real light with it. Just like the last dye I was using, this goes a long, long way, so really try not to go too deep, too fast. Light coats, same thing. Y'all see that I'll spread it pretty much across the whole board. Like I won't concentrate on one little spot. Once I get a little bit out, I'll place it in little spots where then I can just kind of go back over it. So that'll help spread and get this a little bit more even. So this is where I'm going to start tapering it off a little bit. That way it'll have that natural looking oxidation without it just like going from like brown to clear, you know? I want it to look natural. So that's why I'm starting from these outer edges here and I'm slowly going in. It's looking better, right? Rather than it just going from like brown to clear. I was going back and forth for a long time because I didn't know whether I wanted it to keep the bottoms completely clear and brand new looking, but it's kind of doing the complete opposite of making it look like a 1985 Jordan, right? So eventually I gave in. So alright, I'm gonna have to sacrifice the clear bottom, even though I don't exactly want to. Now I'm just getting some small spots on the inside, just to give it a little bit of natural look. Spots that would naturally kind of extend. Again, I don't want to cover the entire thing because I do kind of want to see the glow at the end. I can look in our actual camera to see how things are looking from a far view, which is kind of nice. What do you guys think? Do you like that? Should I keep going? That's always the question to ask, right? How far do you go? Seems like there's never really an answer for that, right? It's all subjective. Which is nice. There's no wrong answer. You just say, hey, I felt like stopping here because it's done. What else do you need to know? What else do you need to know, right? Just getting that little tail end here, and then I'm gonna just very softly graze them all off so there's no line. There we go. I think that's good. I'm gonna leave it like this. Now keep in mind, if you keep going, you'll get more and more of a gum bottom effect. So you will get darker in texture and color. Well, maybe not texture, but you'll start to get closer to this gum right here. Maybe not even that dark if you keep going, but this is the way you need to spread it, where it's so thin that you can let it dry. And I would give it like an hour if you really want to take a good look at what the effect's gonna look like, because sometimes what happens is as you dry, as the dye dries, it can start to seep in more and more into the actual sole. And so you don't want it to be where like you think that it looks good, and then an hour later you come back, or 2 hours later you come back, and that sole that was a perfect shade of red and is now like a maroon. You feel me? So just a word of caution for you guys there. I'm going to just kind of let this settle out a little bit. Let me move this guy out the way. And let me just see what you guys got going on. Grab this water. It's hot today. Dye Lab, I would have never guessed that either, man. You work with hazmat materials? That's a crazy job. You probably got to be all like suited up and everything, huh? Customs by Kev. I love the Foxtrot markers. DM me on IG. I'll send you one. I'm loaded on them. Oh, for real? Dude, thank you, man. I appreciate that so much. That's great. Because I think that they're hard to get, aren't they? They don't always just have them on a website or anything, from what I understand. when you said you like that, it sounded like the dude off the wood when he was practicing dancing for the dance. Amesis, what's good, homie? Man, you just are missing the majority of the work we did today, bro. We're just almost done now, but it's all good. You can always sign back in on our YouTube, and we have this restreamed. All right, so if you guys ever miss a tutorial, don't worry about it. We got you covered. Just go back to youtube.com/feelgoodthreads, okay? Hey, man, Azari, thank you so much, man. I always get so much into, like, teaching the classes and stuff online. I always forget to ask you guys for a thumbs up, man. I'd really appreciate it. Any of you guys, if you learned anything, please give me a thumbs up today. Just because I need to get the views up for sure, man. Thank you. That's so considerate of you to think about me, Azari. I appreciate you, you know? Oh, they only restock on Sundays. That's interesting. It's an interesting way to keep the supply and demand going, you know? Because if you have, a site that's only open on one day, then it keeps things like, oh, dang, I got to remember to get it, right? Just like Sneakers app. You're always there on Saturday at 7 a.m. for a drop because, it's probably something that's highly sought after, right? So here's the finished look. This is it says welcome here. Let me show you guys how things are looking on the other end. Let's see. Azari, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. I think you just sent $4.99 as a super chat, man. So if you did, which it looks like, thank you so much, man. Speaking of, man, top donator, man, Webb's Custom Kicks, always in the building here, always donating as well. So Webbs, thank you so much. Scrawny Johnny, the Dye Lab, all you guys have helped so much, man. Thank you again, man. Dude, we got like 2 different cameras now. We've got a new microphone in here. We got new lighting in here. Anything else that if you guys have recommendations, man, let me know to get this stream going. I would really like to be more consistent. Yeah, you did donate as a super chat, man. Thank you, Azari. I just got the notification, man. I'm humbled, man. But yeah, man, anything that you guys have any recommendations and stuff, I do have to tell you guys that if I'm off of camera for like a week or two, it's probably because I'm learning myself, and it takes me a lot of time to learn some of the techniques and methods that I do, because some of them are just self-taught, like I didn't necessarily have anyone who was showing me how to do this reconstruction work, besides 1 or 2 mentors of mine that I can really like say for sure they helped me out. But the learning process to build a pair of shoes is just as difficult as like learning how to airbrush, learning how to hand paint. So, bear with me, guys. If I'm not here, I got it filmed for Patreon. Patreon is always my #1 priority, man, because, they're paying members, they're loyal, they like this technical kind of stuff. A lot of them are customizers, but a lot of them are sneakerheads too. So I always want to make sure that they have some kind of content that's up as well. So, if I'm not up live for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, it's not because I'm just like, I'm not going live. It's because I might have a project that I have to do that I have to keep under wraps, or I'm just learning, or there's sometimes life circumstances, man. I got a bad back too, so it takes me a little bit to recover sometimes when I'm working on a strenuous project that's due. I've got one project that might be coming up that's 25 pairs of Air Force Ones, and sometimes I don't have like a team that I can rely on because they're asking for something that's, for example, hand painted, and it's difficult to find people to do the work that I do, or something that I feel like that's we can put the name Feel Good on it. So anyways, time is 4:47, y'all. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I know today I taught you guys how to use this gum bottom sole dye from, again, Dark Knight Official. If y'all want to head over to his website, this is a really good products, man. Dark Knight Official sole dye is the Instagram. Legacy Colorway, what's good, man? How are you, brother? I know you're out in Aussie land, so I don't know what time it is over there. But thanks for being on again, homie. Dark Knight is the sole dye that I used today. For Patreon members, I will show you guys how we mix this product here so we can get the appropriate looking aged and varied sole, meaning that it's not just like one cream look. It's more of a vintage rust look to it. And I showed you guys how to apply it here today. So we're going to give this guy about a day to dry. And then I can work on the bottom of this here with the Dark Knight Official as well. All right. So questions. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Time is 4:48. I do have to duck out of here a little early because I've got to take my son to John's Incredible Pizza. So let me know if you guys have questions. Time is 4:48. I'll be on for 2 more minutes. And if I don't have any questions, I'm going to let you guys go. Cool. All right, guys, as you gather questions or whatever, I'm going to just start kind of cleaning up a little bit here. Hopefully I was pretty clear on how to do the sole dye here today. It's not hard to use, and again, both of these guys are great. Oh man, I almost forgot Alpha 6. Thank you again, Alpha 6 Corporation. You guys rock, dude. All of these different paints that they had provided me. Crazy amount of paints, man. And the funny thing is, I'm nowhere close to how many paints that they have. They've got a lot more paints. I'm talking hundreds of different colors. But I think this is a great start. The Mermaid, guys, if you guys want anything that's really crazy, I would probably start with the Mermaid. Man. That's all the Legacy I know you just got here, man, but Alpha 6 sent me a package here. I just want to share that with you guys. And last thing, let me just put up the link for you guys. There you go. So I just put up a link. All of the links there, guys, you can use any of those to get, the airbrush I use. Alpha 6, if you use the code FEELGOOD, you'll get a discount over there. The Princeton brushes, I put links up for that because everyone was asking for links for that. Also, the airbrush and the compressor that I use as well. So, Legacy, have you used Mermaid? I haven't used it yet, so. I see so many Alpha Flex, very nice paints. 10 a.m. down there. That's cool, man. Good morning, bro. I'm going to just put this guy here to the side and let it kind of dry out. Warrior Customs. The airbrush ready ones are these right here. They're called Alpha Air. And I only ended up getting this little, I say a little starter pack because I think they have more. This one comes 2, 4, 6. This has 8 different paints here, and the 8 different paints: red, orange, green, white, yellow, purple, black, blue. They're great to just kind of start off with. You know what I mean? Yeah, Legacy. Actually, one of the Patreon members ended up winning this pack of the Alpha 6 paints, and they're in Australia. Grail Crew Customs. I don't know if you know Grail Crew Customs or not. And then we just had another Patreon winner win another set of these. We just announced that on Instagram and on the Patreon channel last week. So great paints, man. I'm really excited to see how these neons work. I know if you guys have been following my work, you know I love neon. So all right, guys, I'm gonna let you guys go. I gotta take my son out because he's been cooped up all day. I just used Mermaid on the Back to the Future customs. Oh, that's sick. I'll check that out, Legacy. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for being on. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up on DMs. My Instagram is @FeelGoodThreadsLA. All of the other social network channels should be, well, they always never pop up when I point at them, but they're usually up over here. I appreciate you guys as always, man. Scrawny Johnny, Legacy Colorway, Webbs, Warrior, all you guys, man. I appreciate you guys. All right, I'm out of here. Peace.